We live together, we train together, we fight together, we stand for good together. We are ninjas. We strike hard, defend, protect, and fade into the night.
So, ever since I started doing Ninja Turtles videos, I try to look at some of the comments from time to time, and one that has been brought up multiple times and stands out to me is an interesting one. And today in this video, we're gonna address it and go back to the 90s and some of the 2000s Turtles and discuss a topic that I'm not really sure has a clear answer. But I'll try to provide as much information as I can to help you decide on what you think the answer is to this question. And that question is the original Turtles Trilogy 1, 2, and 3, Ninja Turtles The Next Mutation, and Tmnt 2007, the movie, all in continuity with each other? Are these all the same turtles? Can it be? Well, as always, sit back, grab a pizza. We're about to dive into the sewer and try to get some answers. Ninja Turtles had a pretty good run in the early 90s with their movies. Ninja Turtles 1990, the first one, is my personal favorite of all the Turtles ever, but you all know that already. The second movie, Secret of the Ooze, was okay in my opinion. A lot of people love it. I've gone into detail of why I think it's just okay in other videos, but we're not going to get too hung up on that here. The third movie, in my opinion, falls off the rails. The Turtles don't look the same at all, but we always knew that all three movies were connected. It was a trilogy. There's the appearance of Casey Jones in that third movie from the first movie, and the return of April O'Neil from the second movie in that third movie. You know, I never really noticed how weird that was as a kid, but that's kind of weird that Casey and this April met. Huh, what a trip. Anyways, we knew these three movies were connected. The same subway station, Turtles' lair from the second movie is used in the third movie. There was no debating it, even to this day. But this is where the sewer waters start to get a little muddy. Okay, so in 1997, what was that, like 5 years after Turtles 3? Yeah, something like that. We got a show that only lasted one season that was called Ninja Turtles The Next Mutation. I think it's on Netflix. What a train wreck. Anywho, at first glance, one might think, nah, this isn't in continuity with the first three movies. They all look completely different. There's no way. But on closer inspection, they appear to be in the same subway station, Turtle Lair, that they were in Turtles 2 and Turtles 3. This always was a big indicator to me as a child that this was in continuity with the original trilogy. But to be a little more certain, I checked Turtlepedia here, and let's just kind of go over it. Alright, so let's focus on this paragraph here. This pretty much covers what we're looking for. We're here on the Ninja Turtles Next Mutation Turtlepedia page. So the paragraph reads, the series introduced many new elements to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saga, including new central antagonists, an army of humanoid dragons known as the Rank, led by the vicious Dragon Lord. It was touted in some promotional material as a continuation of the 1987 TV series. I'm assuming they're talking about the cartoon, but it keeps going. But by the period of time it aired, it turned apparent that that was not the case. Instead, the series apparently followed the continuity of the first three live-action films. Very interesting. So that's very similar to the observation I had. Weird, though, that it was promoted as in continuity with the old 87 cartoon. I had never heard that before, but I mean, the initials on the belt are kind of like the cartoon, so yeah, let's keep going. The Turtles lived in the same abandoned train station featured in the second and third films, alright, like we talked about earlier. But it looks like there's a little more here. It says, and Splinter's ear is slashed as it was in the original film. Okay, that's very interesting, small but important detail. And it continues by saying, however, most fans tend to regard the films and the series as two separate entities, citing different styles, the Shredder being alive and no longer Super Shredder, and the absence of April O'Neil and Casey Jones. Okay, let's break all that down. So the different styles, I'm throwing that out the window. Turtles 3 had different styles than the first two movies, and they were in the same universe. So that one I'm not really too sold on. Shredder being alive, I can also suspend my disbelief a little bit because we thought he was dead in Turtles 1 and boom, he's back in Turtles 2, but wearing a purple suit instead of that badass reddish suit that he had in the first one. That always pissed me off. He looked so cool in that first movie. He looks okay in the second movie. Anyways, him not being Super Shredder anymore, I guess that's a fair point. The absence of April and Casey Jones, now that may have been a conscious choice to keep the illusion that this was connected. I mean, who's going to replace Elias Koteas as Casey Jones and get away with it? Nobody. That too. It doesn't really state much else. I haven't found any other information of the Next Mutation and if it's in continuity with the original trilogy, but I believe it was intentionally set by the people making it to be in continuity with those first 3 films. The subway station being the biggest reason why. It's just too damn similar. So we'll kind of just leave that one there. The next Turtles up for discussion is a little more tricky though, and those are the 2007 Turtles from Tmnt, 2007, the movie, the CG animated movie. This one is the one I could have swore growing up was in fact in continuity with the original trilogy. I can't point to exactly what was said or what happened, but I'm pretty sure it was marketed this way in some form or another. Anyways, the big point of contention is the moment Splinter stands in front of his memento wall. Shredder's mask can clearly be seen, and it looks an awful like the Shredder we saw in Turtles 1, 1990, and Turtles 2, Secret of the Ooze. Okay, a fun Easter egg you might say. Maybe they like the design. But no, right under that is the Time Scepter from Turtles 3, or Turtles in Time as it's called sometimes. That is a very specific thing to have up there. Then over here we see the canister that transformed them cracked in the same way it's cracked in Secret of the Ooze. It looks like the same exact canister. Now, that's not it either. Some of the samurai armor is identical to what they wear in Turtles 3, the masks and everything. How is this even a question, you may ask? Well, let me show you something. I was looking around for some answers, so I did some deep digging, high-tech stuff, and found an interesting article. Now, I've never been to this site before, but it seems pretty legit what is said on here, and it kind of matches what is said on Turtlepedia, but it goes a little deeper. The site is animatedviews.com, and the article is from 2014. Looks like right before the Michael Bay Turtles came out. It's titled Director Kevin Munro Revisits Image's TMNT Franchise. Kevin Munro being the director of that 2007 movie. The first few paragraphs, it talks a lot about how he had plans for a sequel and that they wanted to bring Shredder into the fold, and even mentions the Triceratons and the Rat King at one point, that those were ideas he had for future movies. It's an interesting article. Go have a read if you want. I'll leave the link down below. But part of the article I want to focus on is down here, this paragraph. It's a quote from the director, and it has a lot to do with the memento wall we just discussed, the one Splinter's standing in front of. And it reads, "The memento wall is a way to try to have TMNT play in continuity with the earlier live-action films," explains Monroe. "I probably would have done a complete reboot if presented with the idea, but Pete was pretty adamant about not doing a reboot while not necessarily having TMNT play with the rest of the franchise, so I took a stand and said, yes, TMNT exists with the other films." Now, I'm assuming when he says Pete, he's talking about Peter Laird, but I've also heard and read in other areas something else. So this is from the Turtlepedia page for that TMNT 2007 movie. Co-creator Peter Laird stated, "TMNT 2007 takes place in its own universe separate from the previous films, which was supported by its depiction in Turtles Forever." I guess they showed them in some way or another there. I don't really remember. I have to go back and watch that. However, director Kevin Munro, the director, says the film exists in continuity with the other films, which was supported by the memento wall at the end of the film. So, Turtles fans, this is quite a pickle. I mean, Peter Laird is, well, Peter Laird, but the director of the film has his vision too. This is a tricky one, and I'm not quite sure what to make of it, to be honest. That's pretty much all the information I could find on this one, but in my mind, I always felt like this movie was in continuity with the first 3, and I feel like that's how it's gonna stay for now, at least for me. I'm not saying that that's how it is. But with that said, that got me interested in what you guys think, or better yet, where do you, as Turtles fans, hold this movie, TMNT 2007? Is it in continuity with the original trilogy, or is it off on its own? And this just has to do with TMNT 2007. The Next Mutation is so bad, like nobody really cares. So yeah, get that out of here. But yeah, 2007 TMNT, what do you guys think? Let me know down below. But yeah, that's it on this one, guys. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. No real definitive answer, at least not for me, but hopefully some new information for you guys as Turtle fans to see some of these versions of the Turtles in a different light, hopefully. But yeah, that's it on this one. If you're stumbling across this channel and want more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles content in your life, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, follow the channel on Twitter and Instagram, as it's a good way to see when a new video has been uploaded. I post on there whenever a new video has been uploaded. Alright, mutants, thanks for watching. Please remember to turn that thumbs up button blue if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in a little bit with another one. Take care, guys.